Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Sarah and this week I'm going to be filming a reading vlog. So it's currently Monday and I am about 40% through Jasper Vale by Devoney Perry. It is the fourth book in the Eden series and I'm liking it so far. It's not my favorite in the series so far, but then again I am only 40% through. I'll come back when I have an update on the book. I'm liking it so far and I'm excited to read more. So I'm currently 70% through Jasper Vale, and it did take a turn for the worse. I am not enjoying it anymore, but I'm gonna stick it out and finish it. I just really don't like Jasper as a character, and yeah, I'm not a fan. Not a fan at all. I feel like the relationship so far is very immature and sort of one-sided, and I'm not liking it, which sucks because this is my favorite romance series at the moment. But I guess they all can't be winners, you know? But also, I thought I'd fill you in because I did start a new book. I started the one by Kiera Cass on audiobook, which is the third book in the selection series. Yeah, I just went downstairs and I vacuumed and I made banana bread because I wanted to take a break. Yeah, I started the one and I'm liking it. I really liked the selection and I didn't love the second book, The Elite, but so far I'm liking the one better than The Elite, so I have hope. It's really fun so far. I can't really get into it because it is the third book in a series, so it will be like spoilers, but I really recommend the series on audio. I listened to the selection on audio and I loved it. I loved The Elite on my Kindle and I don't know, it took me a while. It was sort of slow, but I'm really liking listening to the series on audio, so I really recommend that. So I'm gonna try to finish Jasper Vale, even though it's so disappointing to me right now. But yeah, I'll let you know when I finish. So I just finished Jasper Vale on my Kindle, and when I checked in, I was saying I didn't really like it, but the ending sort of redeemed itself for me. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's my least favorite in the series so far, even including the novella. Yeah, something about it I didn't love. It's about Eloise Eden and Jasper Vale, and I didn't like Jasper. He had reasons to be grumpy and brooding, but I don't think he really redeemed himself in the end. Well, there's one thing he did that really redeemed himself. If you know, you know. But besides that, I didn't really like him until the 80% mark. So for that, I didn't like him that much. But the ending was good. There was a little mystery sprinkled in, and I wish that that would have been a bigger part of the story. I wish that we wouldn't have just got that at the 75% mark through. Okay, so I picked my next read, and it is The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. This was my February book of the month pick, and I'm really excited to start it. So this is a thriller about authors obviously at a writing retreat, and it seems like they might be getting picked off one by one. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I'm excited to get into this thriller, and I will update you next time I have an update. Hi, so it's Tuesday evening and I thought I'd do a little update before I continue reading for the day. I am 47% through the audiobook of The One and I'm liking it. I don't have a lot of thoughts right now that aren't like spoilery, but I am really liking it and will update you when I finish it. I think it's gonna be a solid 4-star. And also, I'm 115 pages into the writing retreat and I'm really liking it as well. I think this has a lot of potential for me to love. I think it's super gripping and I'm so interested, even if it is moving a tad bit slow for me right now, but I do think it's gonna pick up really soon. I have that feeling and I hope it does because I'm really enjoying it and I want to see what goes down. I think there's potential for a lot of shit to go down in this. So yeah, I will update you either tonight or in the morning whenever I finish a book. Last night I ended up finishing The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. I really liked this book. I did give it a 4-star. I think that it was super fun and crazy. The beginning was sort of slow to me. I still did really enjoy the beginning, but I was like, okay, where is this going? Once the plot really hit, it really hit. I thought it was super fun. I really liked it. I really like how it talked about sexuality and feminism, but also was a crazy thriller. I thought that was super fun. Yeah, I really recommend this book, and I can't wait to read more Julia Bart's writing when she releases new books. So I'm still listening to the one on audiobook. I haven't finished yet. I'm still halfway through. So I'm probably going to finish that today or tomorrow, hopefully. It's a pretty quick book to listen to, and I'm having fun with that still. So last night I ended up finishing the one on audiobook, and I really liked it. It was such a good continuation of the series. I heard that the 4th and 5th books in the series don't follow the same characters. It follows, well, I can't say without spoiling. So I think I'm gonna continue the series just for funsies, but the original trilogy is over for me, and I really liked it. It was so interesting and so fun. It was just, and so scandalous. I really like that series. And I gave the one a 4-star. It was my favorite of the 3. Also last night I got 20 pages into Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, and I'm going to read more today. I'm only 20 pages in, so I'm liking it so far. I've heard people say that it's just like Love in Other Words. Like only 20 pages in so far, and I see so many similarities with this book. But I loved this book, so I feel like I'll like Every Summer After as well. Yeah, I will update you when I've read a little more of Every Summer After. It's like 4 hours later, and I just finished Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I really liked this book. I thought it was super cute. I ended up giving it a 4-star purely because in the first 30 pages of the book, I guessed the twist, like the reason these characters haven't been talking for 12 years. If you didn't know, this book is about Percy and Sam, who grow up at neighboring cottages on the lake, and they meet when they're about 13, and they fall in love over their teenage years, and then one day something happens and they stop talking for 12 years. The book starts in present day and then has flashbacks to the summers they spent together in their teenage years, and it is really adorable. Really enjoyed their story, but like I said, I did guess the reason that they hadn't been speaking in the first few pages of the book, which sorta, I don't know. I really hate the reason too. I think it is like unforgivable, and I would have a very hard time forgiving this person if they did this to me. But other than that, I thought it was adorable and I loved it. It took me about 4.5 hours to read, which I have not just sat down and read a book in one sitting in a long time. I thought it was so easy to read, and I adored the writing. I think Carly Fortune has a new book coming out later this year, and I am so excited to read it now. I'm going to pre-order it. I'm going to order every single book she ever writes from now on. Her writing really reminded me of Taylor Jenkins Reid, Emily Henry, Christina Lauren, which are all authors I love. That being said, it is literally copy-paste from Love in Other Words. They're really similar books, like incredibly similar, that at some points I had to remind myself I wasn't rereading Love in Other Words because some parts were just that similar, which I guess has pros and cons because I adored this book, so that like by default meant I was gonna like this book. But yeah, I don't know what I want to read next. I have a few books in mind, but I don't know what I'm in the mood for, so when I pick up a new book, I will let you know. So it's the next day, and I just started Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm only 1 chapter in, but I thought I'd come in and talk about this book so far because I already sobbed. Like, I have my tissue right here. I have already cried. Oh my god, that first chapter. literally 10 pages in. 10 pages in, I was just crying like a baby. I didn't read the back of the book before starting. So you can skip this part if you don't want to hear what the book's about, because it's sort of has a spoiler, but the thing that happens in the first 10 pages. So it's not really too much of a spoiler, but it is about Elise and Ben. They're newlyweds, and Ben goes out to get something on his bike and gets hit by a car and dies on impact. Apparently, Elise goes to the hospital and meets Ben's mother, her mother-in-law, for the first time, and the mother-in-law has no idea that Elise exists. She doesn't know about their marriage. But I feel like it's going to make me cry more than once. Yeah, I'll update you when I read more of this. It's very sad. It's Saturday night and I finished Forever Interrupted a few hours ago. I ended up not loving it. I gave it a 3.5. I think it was a good story. I think it was very interesting and very devastating, but it was not my favorite book. I think this is my least favorite Taylor Jenkins Reid book, which is upsetting because I do adore her and I adore her writing. And the ending of this book got very repetitive to me, and I do acknowledge and understand that that is how grief is. It's not light, it's not fun, it is very repetitive and monotonous. It also does not make for a very intriguing story when that's all that happens. It's not my favorite book. I still did enjoy it, and I do love Taylor Jenkins Reid with my whole heart. And now I can say I've read all of her books, and I'm very happy about that. I am so excited about that because now I've read all the books by my favorite author. So it's Sunday morning and I started Curse of the Wolf King. It's very out of character for me. I've never read a fantasy before, but I have been like craving a like fairy tale retelling fantasy book, which is so odd for me. I've never wanted to read something like that. I started this book because I saw Sarah Caroli really liked one of the books in the series, so I picked up the first in the series, and this one is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I'm really liking it so far. I'm only 50 pages in on chapter 6, but it's really interesting so far, and I think that this is a good start to fantasy books for me. I don't know much about the book yet besides that it is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but it follows our main character Gemma, who is like Belle, and yeah, she loves books and she just wants a job, and everyone around her is like, you won't get a husband if you have a job. This Belle, she's very independent and assured of herself. She's gonna fall in love with the Beast because that's just how the story goes. But yeah, I'm liking this so far, surprisingly, and I will update you tonight with how far I get. Monday morning, and I'm gonna finish off this vlog this morning. I haven't finished Curse of the Wolf King yet, but I am 30% through, so I'm hoping to finish it pretty soon. I'm really liking it, but if you want my full thoughts on it, stay tuned for my February wrap-up at the end of the month. I'm just gonna go over all the books I read this week. I had such a good reading week. We started off the week with Jasper Vale on my Kindle. Sadly, I gave it a 3.5 star, which is still a fine rating. I anticipated it to be a 5 star, so it was pretty disappointing to me. Next, I finished The Writing Retreat and gave it a 4 star. I thought this was a pretty solid thriller. I really enjoyed it, and it was such a fast read. Next, I finished the audiobook of The One, and I really liked this. I thought it was a great end to the original trilogy, the Selection series, and I really enjoyed this series. After that, I read Every Summer After, and I gave it a 4 stars. I really did like this book, but it was super similar to Love in Other Words. The last book I finished this week was Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I gave this a 3.5 because I really liked it. I just thought it got a little repetitive, like I talked about, and it was not my favorite Taylor Jenkins Reid. Like I said, I'm 30% through Curse of the Wolf King on my Kindle, and I am enjoying it so far. But yeah, you'll hear about my final thoughts about this book in my February wrap-up. Yeah, I read a good amount of books this week. I think I had a solid reading week. Cannot complain. So that's it for this week's vlog. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!